Hello and welcome back to Extracurricular, and welcome to anyone who is new here. My name is Natasha. This is my channel, Extracurricular, where we do a wide variety of random shit. For today, I wanted to do a little bit of a story time to welcome all the new subscribers, as well as give a little bit more information about who I am to all of my returning subscribers as well. I haven't really done a video where I talk about me or my life or where I came from or anything like that. So I just wanted to do a little bit of a story time video. So I've got my San Pellegrino, as it is cooking in this room right now. Oh my God. And we're gonna crack that open. All right, and we're gonna get down to business. Okay, so who am I? Well, again, my name's Natasha, and I am a professional hairstylist. But before we jump into that, let's start at the beginning, shall we? This is going to be a very general video. I don't want to dive into too many details just because maybe you don't care, as well as if you do care, I don't want this video to be an hour and a half long. So if you are interested to know more about any of the topics that I happen to mention, please leave that in the comments below and I will be happy to do a video talking about those experiences in more detail. So to start, I am Canadian. I live in the Great White North, that is Canada. I was born in Edmonton, Alberta. However, I was a very, very little kid, around 4 years old, when my parents moved us on over to Quebec. And I grew up in a very, very little town in southern Quebec. Fast forward, I go to school in these little towns. I go to high school there, etc., etc. And once I graduated from high school, I moved to the big city. Small town country girl, moving to the big city. And that city was Montreal. That was the closest big city. And I needed to move there to go to college, as my parents lived way too far away. There was like no transit that would be able to get me to and from school on time, basically, or some days at all. So I moved to Montreal to go to theater school. Yes, I did do a 3-year professional theater program. After theater school, I ended up working for about a year. Oh, backtrack. During theater school, although I don't want to dive into too much detail about theater school, as that could be a topic in and of itself, I do, however, want to say I did happen to meet my boyfriend in theater school. Some of you may know him already as Big Papa Sam Sam or Sammy, and that is where I met him. And when we met, I was in first year and he was in second year. I was 16 years old. Okay, I guess I was 17 years old because I turned 17 and then officially started the program. So I was 17 years old when I met him, and we are still together today. So fast forward, end of theater school, I worked for about a year. I did a couple of different jobs, had a lot of phone jobs, which was okay, and I didn't completely hate it, but it wasn't what I wanted to be doing. So I worked a couple phone jobs. I also ended up working at the airport, cleaning airplanes, and in between those jobs, I ended up doing a lot of stage management for plays, as well as kind of sort of dabbling in acting a little bit. However, after about a year, I decided this kind of whole thing I'm doing is not for me. I really need a change. So I decided to go to hair school, and it ended up working out really good for me. I really, really enjoyed hair school. I really loved learning about it, and then actually getting to start doing it was awesome, and I had a really, really good time. And to this day, I still do hair professionally as my job. So if you want to check out my Instagram for hair, you can check it here. After hair school, I was going to start working at a salon in Montreal. However, we decided to pick up our lives and move across country and go to Alberta. My whole family picked up and moved there, and we had been talking about moving out of Montreal for a little while, so that just seemed like a good choice of where to go, considering we knew people there. So we were like, sure, let's try it. Why not? So we picked up our lives, we moved across country, we sold everything we owned pretty pretty much other than what fit in our car, and we drove across country, moved to Alberta. Lived in Alberta for 2.5 years. And at the end of that, around the 2-year mark, we decided that where we were just wasn't for us. It wasn't the city that we wanted to be living in. It was a little small for us. It didn't quite have the art scene we were looking for. And it wasn't really working out for us, for what we like to do and for who we are. So we decided to pick back up and move back across country, but instead of going all the way to Montreal, Quebec, we decided to come to Ottawa, Ontario. Backtrack just a smidgen. During those 2.5 years in Alberta though, it was really nice being really close to my family all the time. Of course, that's always nice. Living close to family is always a nice thing. And the other nice, what started out as difficult but ended up being really good, we ended up getting a dog while we were out there as well, which many of you have probably seen if you follow my social media or Sammy's social media. You'll definitely have seen our dog Gabby and our cat Dolce. And yeah, so we decided that where we were just wasn't for us, so we picked up, again, sold pretty much everything that we owned except for what fit in our car. And at the time, in that moment, we had a very little car, like a little 4-door sedan type thing, and it was an 05, and it was pretty small. It didn't really fit much. And this time when we were driving back east, we had a dog in the back seat. So we had very limited space of what we could keep and fit in our car. But we did it. We picked up and we moved across country. We did not stop that time. We didn't sleep in any hotels or anything. We just traded off driving. One of us drove overnight one night and the other one drove overnight the other night. And we tried taking naps in the car and such, and we made it. So here we are today in Ottawa, Ontario, and so far so good. I really, really like Ottawa. It's a really nice city. It is really nice and close to Montreal, which I like, and Sammy's family is still in Montreal as well. So it's really nice to be able to kind of just hop in the car and go visit them whenever. So that's kind of where we're at today. We live in Ottawa, and I do hair as my job, and yeah, that's kind of me. I'm not very exciting. I wish I could say that I lived a very extravagant, adventurous life, but I really don't. I'm a homebody. I love to stay home. We go to the movies a lot. I love my pets, even though they are a pain in the ass some days. And I really would love to try and get more into my videos. I know I've been slacking. It was a crazy June. Let me just tell you, from May to June, life was so busy. I was stage managing a show in the Ottawa Fringe. All during May, I was doing rehearsals. Then comes June and it's showtime, and pretty much almost every single night after work, I was at the festival, either seeing shows, supporting other artists, meeting people, and really just trying to take in as much theater as I could. And I saw some amazing shows, as well as our own show was being put on. So pretty much every night after work, I was busy doing something that involved the Fringe Festival. So I didn't really have a lot of time to make videos, unfortunately. But I have so many ideas of what I want to do. We've got lots of good ideas to talk about and do. So stay tuned. So the basic story of my life is pretty much that. Like I said, this wasn't meant to be a super long explanation of who I am. Insightful, philosophical, deep video explaining who I am and why I'm me. But rather just to kind of explain where I came from and what I do. If you have any questions or want more details about anything that I mentioned, please don't be shy. And that's pretty much that. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye! It's so hot in here. So that's me in a nutshell. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I've got so many ideas of what videos to film for you guys. I have no idea what this is, but it doesn't matter because I'm excited for videos. So stay tuned.